Welcome to the Swank Golf Podcast, a podcast for new golfers, old golfers, and everybody in between. I'm your host, Nadir, and on this podcast, we'll be discussing my journey and others by interviewing golfers of all skill sets that I know and that I meet along the way. All right, welcome to the Swank Golf Podcast. This is an episode that I've been looking forward to. Got a really dope guest today. Hip hop artist, entrepreneur, true Renaissance man, golfer, and really leading the charge to the future of golf in this area. So, welcome to the show, Chill Moody.
What's good, y'all? Appreciate that too, man.
Oh, no, dude. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, hey, we out here. We out here being seen for sure.
We golf now.
Right. So let's just dive into the basics stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, how long have you been golfing? And what got you into golfing?
Let's say like 3-4 years I've been like avidly golfing, like damn near weekly during the season, bi-weekly or whatever. But I got into golf and started, I guess on this golf journey when I was a young boy. Like my pop watched golf all the time. Tiger Woods is and was the best golfer of all time. So I'm watching a black man excel in the sport, and I'm like, just like any other kid, I want to do that. You got Michael Jordan posters and stuff, like I want to be like that. Like it was the same. He was just on that long list of people that we saw doing something dope, and it's like, damn, I want to be like that.
Exactly, greatness, yeah. Right.
So my pop, it might have been like not like a take your dad to work or take your kid to work type job, but took me on like a golf trip with some of his friends from work, and they brought their kids, and we all got a chance to go to the golf course. And that was my first time really playing, and I had so much fun that day. And I'm like, I want to get into this, but just never had the means to really jump into it. And then, as most people, pandemic comes, it's not really much you can do to stay active. And golf just was what it was. Right.
Okay. So, all right. So I see that you got the bug around that time. I'm sure when you got that bug, it wasn't something that you just like excelled at right away.
No.
Okay, so all right, during those rough times, in the beginning when you were learning the game, taking your lumps, what made you keep coming back?
I mean, I already had a love for the game,
right?
So I wasn't like, I didn't have to learn a new sport, or I had to learn how to apply it. But I was I was into the sport, getting other things out of it. I was getting the solace, the fact that for 4 hours I'm away from myself,
right?
So I wasn't even really worried about getting better right away. I found something new. I've spent most of my life, pretty much all of my life, doing what I was good at.
Right.
So it felt good and humbling to just do some shit that I was trash at.
Right.
And also, it was no pressure to get better.
Yeah.
This wasn't at that time how I was about to make money, or I wasn't competing or anything like that. I was just out there having a good time.
Right.
And I wasn't super garbage, so it was all right. And I played enough. That frequency
back in the day, like it was kind of like something that you're familiar with. All right, well, I'm gonna just say, that's a luxury, because because when you're dropped in and in your 30s and you're doing something that you've never done like mechanically with your body, it's definitely a challenge. Sure. And then also too, just the challenge of learning the game and being comfortable of what's going on. So that's pretty dope. So I want to talk about We Golf Now. That's your nonprofit that you started, and that's really important. I wanted to really just in the beginning of the show, I wanted to give you the platform to talk about that.
Yeah, We Golf Now, nonprofit I founded, as you said, that started based on getting more black and brown underserved youth into the sport and the business of golf, finding a way to utilize my network, or for people younger, or people who just may not have access to, give them a way to access my network. So we serve anywhere from like, let's say like 6 to 18 in the age range, and we host quarterly sessions. So we got a fall session, spring session, winter session, summer session. Right now we're in the middle of our winter session, and we're just right now we're down at 5 Iron in Fishtown. You pulled up 1 week, and bi-weekly we're there until March, just teaching the kids the game. But like I said, it's the sport and the business of golf. So we got a partnership coming up with Golf Galaxy where we're going to teach kids more about like the merchandising behind golf, the club fitting, and the business around golf, and understanding that what we're building is, or what we're trying to build and jump into, is an industry that's going to build with or without us, and finding our space within it.
Okay.
You ain't got to necessarily swing a golf club to get involved in this. You could sell a golf club. You can also run a podcast. Like there's other things you can do in this space, and a lot of times our culture gets left behind when these new things build and buzz right away. So it's like here's a way to give you a leg up early on. So We Golf Now was birthed with that in mind, and it's a call to action. It's like, yo, we golf now. Like get over here. Like it's money over here. We golf now. But it's also like a when we go on a golf course, they might look at us a certain way. And you got to have that bravado. Now we golf now.
Exactly.
Like so that's what it's based on.
You got to carry it. You got to carry it in a certain way. But that's awesome though. Like bringing in the business side, the industry of golf is something that I love that. And not even just in golf, but bringing in the business side of any industry is something that we don't really focus on. But you taking the time to really think about that detail and installing that into the kids, because even if moving forward, even if they don't start a business that's in golf, they're still having that mindset. You're dropping that seed that said, hey, you can start anything.
Right. Yeah. I'm linking them with, people that, you may be interested in pursuing a music career.
Right.
So I have people in that field, but we're going to use golf as the vehicle to connect you to wherever you want to go. That's just how we're carrying it with it.
Okay, very, very cool. I like to segue very quickly. You just brought up music, and you're a hip hop artist. I mean, the bars is what you're known for.
For sure.
And I want to know one thing, because I don't know this. I've golfed with you a few times, but what do you listen to on the course? Like, what is your go to vibe? As an artist yourself, like, what are you listening to?
I'm listening. It's sometimes I might just let the person decide, because I don't want nobody to be thrown off. And I can pretty much adapt to whatever you're going to play. If I got my choice, I'm either listening to Wu-Tang, some type of Griselda, whether it's in a straight Griselda or an affiliate of Griselda, but something from that camp, or I'm listening to Khruangbin, which is like an instrumental group. It's just like jams and like beats, and you might get Leon Bridges throwing some verses on there every now and again, but it's just a little vibe.
Yeah.
So somewhere between like
yeah, you gotta have that good that in between.
Yeah.
I find myself, I always start off, with rap and hip hop. I always start off at the back nine. Somehow it always comes to the Bob. Bob, he always makes his way on. I think I gotta start with Bob. I gotta start with Bob.
Your back nine's always better.
Yeah, because I'm a little more chill. I need a little more of you. I need a little more of you, because you were very chill on the course.
Yeah, I ain't there stressing about nothing, man. Yeah, we could be anywhere else in the world. Like, life wasn't even supposed to put me where I'm at in a lot of facets. So I appreciate that wherever I'm at.
Right. Yeah, that's super, super cool. How often, in season when the weather's good, how often do you play? Like
2-3 times a week.
Okay.
So I'm a member of the AGS, so I'm gonna play once a week. My league round. The squad always wants to get around, and the guys we golf with, it's so many of us that any day somebody gonna be like, yo,
growing.
Like, it's been mad times where we all went out and played for the AGS one day. Somebody had a not optimal round, and that very next day they like, yo, I need to go somewhere. Who trying to go play right now? So like we'll get a back to back in those senses. And then it's a lot of business meetings. So throughout the season, somebody's gonna hit me up and like, yo, let's meet. Let's go get around there or something like that. So somewhere between like 2 and 3 times a week.
Okay. Do you practice often?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the listeners who, because for this show I want to encourage people to play. More the merrier kind of situation.
For sure.
So for the people who are just getting in, like, how often do you think people should practice?
I mean, as often as you want to, you equate it with how good do you want to be, and then you go how often you want or need to practice. So just like you, I got stuff around the house that's gonna help me. Some I can chip, in the basement, or go in the backyard and hit a couple. Just to get the mechanics right. It's not a super intense practice all the time. But
Right.
you know, if you know you got a big round coming up, you might go to the driving range the day before and you know work some things out. It just depends on how much time you got and how good you want to be at it. But you don't need to go full out with a practice all the time. Just always be hitting your touch points. Because at the end of the day, this shit is all muscle memory.
Yeah.
So the more you exercise those muscles and make it so you're not thinking, you just doing, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah. I try to tell, like, I don't know, if I'm golfing with people who just got on, I tell them it's like, you know, like a free throw. You know, you watch the pros when they're at the foul line, they got a routine. They do the same routine. They spell it the same way. They shoot it the same way.
Right.
And that's kind of how you have to approach golf, I feel. I want to talk about another cool thing that I experienced. It was my first scramble tournament that I've ever been involved in,
right.
and it was your invitational.
Yeah.
Can you tell the people a little bit about the event and what we can look forward to as well?
Yeah, the Nice Things Invitational is my golf outing. We're approaching our third year. It's you know, the main like fundraising initiative for We Golf Now. So you know, proceeds benefit the nonprofit. 4-man scramble, you know, your traditional John. But this year we add something a little different that I haven't seen in the scramble yet, and hopefully somebody steals this idea because then we know where it came from.
Okay.
But you know how you get to the end of the scramble and somebody passes in their card and they're like, no way y'all were 16 under.
Right.
Come on.
That's what people say. Yeah.
Every time. So what we're going to do is the top 2 teams, they're going to go back out on the 18th hole and play one last hole.
Okay.
But we're going to do an alternate shot. So you have to turn in, you know, who's going to take the drive, who's going to take that second shot, who's going to take that approach. And that 18th hole at Ladder Rock is where we host the Nice Things Invitational. It's just over, the clubhouse is overlooking the green, so you'll get to compete in front of everybody for that last playoff hole, winner take all. So that way, if you say you hit 18 under, 16 under, some astronomical score, you're gonna have a show on that last hole.
Right. And
so that's what we had this year. It's gonna be nice. It's in August, up at Ladder Rock.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be fire because I can see it now. Everybody crowding around the tee box, and then too, the pressure gonna be on too. You know,
it can change. You might have really did that 16, but it wasn't no pressure then. So now,
right, the
now
pressure's
you got
on.
The whole everybody is on the green, just watching your squad, and it's strategy too. Who's the driver on your squad?
Right.
Who's going to help you if that driver messes up? Who's going to putt? Because you got to turn in that alternate shot list, you know, prior to the tee off.
That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be real cool.
We'll film it all. We'll make a big thing out of it, and hopefully, you know, it catches on.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be dope. So, what do you like to prefer? What do you prefer? You like to putt? Do you like the approach shots? You like, you know, tee box? Like, what do you look forward to? What's your strong game?
I'm pretty solid off the tee. Even if I'm not straight down the fairway, I hit the ball far enough that I can most times avoid any like real hazards.
Right.
There are times when my short game is like so dialed in, it's scary.
Okay.
Because that's really the main thing I can practice.
Right.
Damn near any day.
Yeah.
Anytime I want to go in the backyard, I can at least get some chips in.
Right.
So, but there are also times where I'm sculling shit right over the fairway. I mean, over the green, and I'm like, how? Like, I'm so good at this. Like, how is it happening? But I try to. You get a good drive, the rest of that shit is going to flow because you're gonna have the jitters off you. You have all of that, and then on top of that, when I'm playing with a group, you know, maybe I don't know the foursome, and I just got thrown into a group or something like that. Hitting that first tee shot. And really hitting it the way you're supposed to hit it, it like eases the whole round. So I like to focus on that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what's up. I got my focus this year. I've mentioned before. I gotta actually stop talking about it, I think. Stop talking about it. But that's what I got. I got a date with my driver when the spring breaks. That's my goal. Do you have a golf goal that you have set for this year?
I never want to see 100 again.
Yeah, I like that.
I think I'm done with it. I've not. I mean, I had a lot of points to knock off the handicap, but I knocked like 15, 16 points off of my handicap. So I don't want to ever see 100 again.
Amen.
Is the goal. So if I can go this whole season without going back into the hundreds, I'm good.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. I like that goal. And you know, I think I mentioned this. I'm not like big on New Year's resolutions or anything like that. But goals, I'm really big on goals, writing stuff down, really setting a target.
Yeah.
And I like that one. And I might not put the pressure on myself and say never again, but
yeah, I don't want to be up there no more. I don't want to see it.
I like I liked how I ended this season for sure. I like how I ended this season, and I'm really looking forward to it. Do you have any trips or any events, or you said AGS,
Yeah,
the AGS? Are there any courses that you're looking forward to this year? Something that you're looking to get back at?
So the AGS has expanded into like other markets. They got a Chicago market. I believe like Florida's in the pipeline, and Texas, and hopefully we get all the way out to LA eventually. But I'm interested in playing in some of the other markets on the circuit. Going and connecting with AGS Chicago and whatever their club is over there, and getting around and over there, and then going down to Texas and seeing what they do in the AGS Texas. I'm interested in that this season more than anything. Arizona, I want to get out there and play. I heard golf is great out in Arizona.
Yeah,
so I want to get out there and play. And then of course the Nice Things Invitational is in August. I'm always I like Let It Rock. I really like the golf course, not just because our tournament is there, but I like that course. That was one of them where I played our scramble, and then I was right up there the next day to get another like regular round in.
Okay, yeah, I like that place too.
So I'm looking forward to playing up there again.
It was a beautiful course, I love the layout.
And the people, Sue and the whole team up there, they're so fucking cool. Like, it just makes you want to go and just to say what's up type shit. It's so far though from where I am, so I can't pull up as often as I want. But
you know what? It feels like to get those hidden gems, you got to travel a little bit. You got to travel a little bit to get that landscape. But yeah, I think that's really, really cool. And I'm, of course, I'm gonna be shouting out the tournament leading up to it
for sure.
And I had a team. in the tournament last year. Might have 3 teams in the tournament
that's what
this
we need.
year.
That's
you
what
know
we
what I
need.
mean?
That's what we need. We had damn near 100 golfers out there. I think we had 92 golfers out there last year.
It was a beautiful thing,
man.
There
was a lot of people out there. It felt good. Tito's came through as the sponsor and did some nice things for us. And this year we'll actually have the tequila transfusion, so like we'll have a bigger presence with that. It's gonna be about
I'm looking forward to it for sure. But yeah, man. Well, look, I appreciate you coming on the show. I say this all the time: when the weather breaks, I'm gonna have some of my guests that are already on. I'm gonna have them back on the show. We're looking to film some stuff on course.
Oh, that's what we do.
Stuff like that. And man. But until then, dude, keep swinging them, and I appreciate you, brother.
You.
All right, y'all.